With the Galaxy S20 just around the corner, we thought, why not look back at one of Samsung Mobile's most important devices of recent history? The Galaxy S9 Plus is that chosen handset today. Sure, it wasn't a massive change aesthetically, that was the S8's job. What it was a leap in camera performance and a very strong optimization for the rest of the device. At around £300 or $300 on eBay, it's a phone that I've been recommending for some time now for its tremendous value proposition. So let's look back at one of the best devices and see what differentiates it from the current crop of flagship smartphones. This is the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus Redux. What's immediately apparent just by glancing at the device is that it doesn't have a punch hole, a staple on recent Samsung flagships. We're instead welcomed by a chin and forehead, albeit a very small pair. Now, they do look slightly outdated, but in my opinion, this is the better way to have things, since you have an uninterrupted display. And I believe this is why Samsung continued to use this design when other brands were using notches. However, in between the chin and forehead is a very up-to-date display. A big, bright, beautiful 6.2-inch Quad HD AMOLED display, something that's not changed in the past couple of years and still feels very modern. It's still a very sharp and crisp display, and if you're coming from, say, a Galaxy S10 or an iPhone 11 Pro, you're not going to be disappointed with this panel. Adding to that, you could still pass this off as a slightly lower end 2020 device. It's still got a curved glass sandwich layout with aluminium rails, there's still a multi-camera array on the back, a USB-C port is still present, and it's all there. And functionally it's the same story. IP68 water and dust resistance, USB 3.1 speeds, microSD expansion. And what's different between this and a 2020 smartphone, I would arguably call good and positive over negatives. For example, there's still a headphone port for all of you that want one, and for those like me that prefer this, you do get a rear physical capacitive fingerprint reader, which is shown to be quicker, more accurate, more reliable than the under-display counterparts. Not to mention it being easier to find in a pinch when you're not looking at your phone. So far, Samsung's Galaxy S9 Plus has aged very well, but, and there is a but, the biggest way to tell the difference between different ages and eras of smartphone is by its camera. And the S9 Plus is a bit hit and miss. It has a multi-camera rear layout on the back, it has Samsung's adjustable aperture, it has portrait HDR and night modes, and it can shoot UHD video at 60fps. On paper, the S9 Plus is pretty much all there. But there are two pretty big omissions. One is a pixel bin sensor, which granted isn't on modern Samsung smartphones yet, but is still a staple of a modern smartphone overall. And two is the ultra-wide angle lens, which is something that Samsungs have had through the 10 series, be it the Note and the S, and it's something that shows the age of a smartphone quite obviously. That means that whilst you're still going to get very good quality images from the smartphone's camera, the versatility of it is a little bit crippled by the fact that it doesn't have those extra focal lengths. What's more, the time of flight sensor found in modern Samsung flagships to aid with live portrait mode in video is missing here as well. That all being said, this smartphone came out 693 days ago, and images look much better now than they even did to start with, due to the fact that Samsung has been adding more features into the camera app via One UI. What that means is you're going to get better software processing now than you did when the phone came out, which is pretty cool because it keeps this phone up to date, modern and fresh. The device just got Android 10 via the One UI 2.0 update, and whilst this may take a couple of months to roll out to every single Galaxy S9 Plus across the world, it's a really good sign that we're already seeing Android 10 on this platform. If Samsung's track record is anything to go by, we won't see another major Android upgrade for this phone. That being said, a phone supporting 3 versions of Android is not unheard of and is possible for the future. Aside from that, we should get at least 1 more year of software updates, including bug fixes, security patches, things like that. And being that we're only 2 years into the S9 Plus's life, the spec sheet is pretty stout, making for a really good value for money smartphone. I'd say the only obvious omissions are the wide-angle camera, a punch hole, and a big battery. And if you can live without those, you've got a cracking device right here. The Galaxy S9 Plus has truly stood the test of time, and by pretty much all accounts is still a fantastic smartphone going into 2020. What are your thoughts? Please do let us know down below in the comments. And whilst you're down there, please do hit like and subscribe if you're new around here to never miss a video like this one. I've been Ryan Thomas with Android Authority, and I'll see you later. Peace.